our first SEC home game. I know our players are excited about that. Playing a very good Mississippi State team, one that in the past we've had a lot of very close games, a lot of very good games. When you look at them defensively, I think they're good up front. I think they're good at linebacker. I think they're very sound on the back end. Todd Grantham's our defense coordinator. We've got a lot of respect for him. We've went against him numerous times at Georgia when he was at Louisville. He always has his guys prepared. They play extremely hard, and they're sound offensively. It starts with a quarterback. We're very impressed with him. I mean, he's a true dual threat guy. He's like a running back, back in the backfield, which presents a lot of problems, with the +1 run game for defenses. He's got where he throws the ball, extremely accurate when he has time. So there's going to be a big challenge for our defense. Special teams, very aggressive type special teams. They're not scared to fake, any kind of, whether it's punt, whether it's field goals, anything like that. So we got to be prepared in all those phases. So going to be a good one.
I know it's the momentum that you guys have built coming off the last game offensively. What do you guys do as a staff, either in practice this week or even early in the game Saturday, to keep that momentum?
Well, I think you just said it. Really for the first time all year, the offense got in a rhythm and was balanced, was able to run the football. I think the big difference was they hit some shots down the field, had some perimeter runs to go with it. And the quarterback was very efficient in the pass game, and probably the big thing is protecting the football. So they've got some things to build upon on that side of the football. The key is going to be continuing to be successful running the football.
Guys, when you look at stuff from the first game through the last game, how much better has he gotten and where particularly has he gotten better?
Yeah, well, I think he's gotten better in all phases. Decision making, his comfort with the offense and everything that goes with it. I think he's getting to a point where he can react and not have to think about everything that goes with it. But I thought he played at a very high level last week. I was very impressed with when things broke down, his decision making. I think he scrambled for 2 third down conversions. He scrambled for a big one down there in the red zone, protected the football, showed a lot of toughness. He got hit a couple times, showed a lot of toughness. So, I think he'll have an opportunity to keep improving.
When you reviewed the film and got to look closer at what Malik did when he got out there, just what were your takeaways?
Yeah, well, the first thing you can see is he can make some things happen with his feet. He needs more experience. I think it was good for him to get out there and get a complete quarter of work in. Because like I've said before, he's done a really good job in scrimmage type situations, up to this point. So it was really good for him to get out there, especially, him being our number 2 guy now. It was good for him. It was good for, Chip to be able to get him out there and get used to him a little bit and, how he's going to react in certain situations. But overall, we were pleased with, the way he performed.
Gus, what has Cam Martin showed you when he's got an opportunity to play?
I mean, Cam Martin's got it done, when he's went out there. And he's a guy that, he performs at a high level when he's in there. And he gives us a little bit different dimension when he's in there. His quickness, his explosiveness. And he runs bigger than he is. He broke a couple tackles there that we were real impressed with, too.
Has his performance, especially last week, given him the opportunity possibly to get more carries maybe early in the game, be part of the game plan?
It is a possibility. There's no doubt. And like I said before, him not getting the carries as much, it wasn't a sign of the coaches not having confidence in him. But he will definitely be a part, moving forward.
How is Pettway? What's his situation?
He practiced Sunday, and so I'd say right now there's a high likelihood of him playing. I need to see him today in practice and all that, but he did practice Sunday.
Coach, how much do you take from Mississippi State's game against Georgia because they didn't play like they played the previous game?
Well, if you turn the LSU film on, it's big time impressive. On both sides of the football. And I think everybody in this room knows LSU's talent level and what they're capable of. So, last week they were on the road. you got to give Georgia credit. They played at an extremely high level on both sides. They hit some plays early offensively, and they got after them pretty good. So each game's different. I think everybody sees that in this league. Each game is different, and from a coach's standpoint, you have to expect you're going to get their best. I mean, every week. And that's the way we're looking at it. We expecting that we're going to get their best, and I mean, obviously, it'd be great to get off to a good start and all that. But they're a very good football team. Just look at them. I think they're probably one of the better teams in our league. I think that's fair to say, even though they had a tough one last week.
Can the confidence level that we talked about, I think a little bit of offensive momentum, can that carry over?
Yeah, I think from our standpoint, it has to. I mean, our defense has been playing at extremely high level, really establishing themselves as one of the better defenses. Our offense, for the first time, actually played well in the run game and the pass game. So we got to keep building upon the things that we can be good at, and keep building upon that. And you got a chance to improve. And my message to our team and our coaches is, you look in our league. There's a lot of teams that'll be up high for 1 week or 2 weeks and then have a setback. The teams that have a chance to win championships in this league are the teams that can figure out a way to get a little bit better each week. Now, that's a hard challenge in this league, but that's the challenge that I've put on our coaches and our players. Find a way as a team to improve, even if it's just a little bit each week. And, if we can do that, then we have a chance.
Gus, you've obviously been on it from the other side, but having a guy like Nick Fitzgerald, how much pressure does that put on a defense, knowing that and the RPO stuff they do too? Yeah,
it puts a lot of pressure because, it's a +1. You can have an extra blocker in the run game when the quarterback's carrying it. And the fact that he's really fast. I mean, he's got a long stride, but he can really go. And you worry about the ones that just hit between the tackles, and they hit quick. And, the last 2 years he's had some huge runs in between the tackles. And the RPOs that go with it obviously concern you. And, their run game, I mean, I think they're one of the best rushing teams in college football right now. And I think that he has a whole lot to do with that. And I think their offensive line's good too. I mean, you watch how physical they played in the LSU game. It was very impressive.
It's been more than, or nearly a year since you've had Cameron Pettway and Kerryon Johnson 100% at the same time. It was actually going into the Mississippi State game. And then how frustrating has that been? Like, during a season, it just seems like you can't get both 100% at the same time and have full.
As a coach, I think it starts with, you're blessed to have two guys that talented. And if one's hurt, the other, what really got us really towards the end of last year is they both kind of got banged up. And so, you'd like to see what they can do when they're both healthy. I'm hoping that's close. I'm hoping it happens this week. And both of them, they're different, but they're both extremely talented in their own way. And so we'll see what happens.
Jeff Holland's the guy that the coaches talked about his leadership and the way he had stepped up. But watching him play this season, has he even maybe exceeded what you kind of have seen out of him?
That's definitely fair to say. Jeff is a guy that always played with a high motor. He plays a true freshman, a sophomore. He got better last year taking on the run, his physicality. And then this year he's really taken the next step as far as pass rushing and his motor. I mean, he's really a factor. He is that guy that the defense has to know where he's at in passing situations. And he's really raised his level. And so he's a big factor right now.
What has it been about this series against Mississippi State where it's been back and forth over these last 5-6 years?
Yeah, what was it? 2011, 2010, we won the national championship as a 3-point game. In 2011, it went down to the last. They got stopped on the 1-foot line. 2013, we had to drive the field, and CJ caught it from Nick, almost on the last play of the game. And I don't know. It's just been a good rivalry. And, Dan Mullen does a super job. He always has his teams well prepared. And it's just kind of one kind of turned into one of those rivalry games that's usually a good game when we play them.
Coach, you had obviously high expectations for your defense coming into the season. Have they even played beyond what you thought?
You know, I think so. I mean, I think there's a stat that, we've only given up one play of 30 plus or more, and I think that's the best in the country. I mean, that's a tribute to how hard our guys are playing, how disciplined they are. Our coaches are doing a super job, and their message is to keep improving. And like I said earlier, just even if it's a little bit, and that's the name of the game, and that's their mindset. I think they've got a chance to really be a special defensive unit if they keep improving, and it's a big time luxury to have right now from a coach's standpoint.